What's up, guys? I am the jack of all trades, and today I'm bringing you a little offensive mini scheme out of the Carolina Panthers playbook. Single back wing pair is the formation. This formation is in most playbooks, but I like it out of the Panthers the best because you just have the widest selection of run plays you can choose from. It's got the stretch, it's got the counter, the 24 zone open run. A lot of those three aren't in many playbooks, or if they are, it's just one of them, not all three. So it kind of helps the run game a lot out of this formation. You can really pound the rock out of this formation too, but surprisingly, the passing game might be even better out of this formation. So I'll show you a couple plays here. It's really good. But before we do all that, let me show you the right personnel you want here. Starting with halfback. McCaffrey's perfect for this playbook because you're going to be throwing the ball a lot to your halfback, and you're going to want someone who's reliable, got reliable hands that can make plays for you. So next, for your number one tight end, you just want your best tight end overall pretty much to put there. Pretty straightforward. For your third tight end spot here, though, you want your fastest tight end. So a guy like Evan Ingram, or even a really athletic fullback like Kyle Juszczyk will do wonders here. I use him in my ultimate team, and he kills it for me too. So put your fast guy there. Number one receiver, you can kind of cut costs here and really just put your best run blocking receiver there. It doesn't have to be a stud. You won't be throwing it to him too much, maybe in the red zone a little bit, or if it's man coverage against some passing plays. But for the most part, you just really want him to run block well because you'll be running to his side a lot, as I'll show you a little bit later. So a guy like Brandon Marshall or Julian Edelman, Juju Smith-Schuster, that'll work well there. And then for your number two tight end spot, you can also cut costs here and just put your worst tight end there. But if you're an ultimate team and you've got a ton of depth, you can buy whoever you want. Just get someone who's good at run blocking, and then someone who's got good catching traffic and spec catch with a little height to him too. So a guy like Tyler Eifert or Gronk would be good there, even though he'd also work at your number one tight end spot. But yeah, so that's a little insight to the personnel. Into the audibles really quick. Most playbooks should have all these plays, so I think you guys should be good here. But for square, you want PA sprint, halfback flat, triangle, halfback dive, L1 tight end attack. Those two are the base audibles, and then R1 you're gonna want to change to PA X burst cross. So those should be the audibles you want to start with, and then come out in a run play like stretch or counter. If you don't have those, come out in 24 zone open. That's also a really good run play. And if you don't have that, just come out in the inside zone. And I'm not even gonna really go over the run plays too much. I guess I'll just go over it I'll just do it like once or twice from the ball. But understand this you're gonna be able to run the ball really well in this formation. Just make sure when you come out, look to see if you should dive or you should flip the run. Make your pre-snap adjustments, and the stretch out of this formation is really good. You see if you flip it to the left side of the line of scrimmage, a lot of people are going to want to slide their line all the way to the right because you're so stacked over there. They're going to want to try and even it out. So when they do that, you can hit them to the left side of the line of scrimmage, especially if you got a good left tackle that can seal the edge like my guy just did in that last play. You'll be good. And then if someone disrespects you like this and puts three linemen out there, just run a dive and you'll be money, assuming you don't get tripped up by your own guy. So with that out of the way, I'll get into the passing plays here. Oh, this is a goal line too, actually. I'll show you too. The stretch is pretty good against the goal line. Maybe not here, because yeah, but it's normally pretty good against the goal line too, that stretch. But here, I'll get into the passing plays here. PA sprint, halfback flat, halfback flat. Your square audible, your first audible. Only hot route adjustment I make to this play is I streak my tight end X. And your main read will be circle. He should be wide open against a lot of zone coverage. Pretty much any zone that hard flats or doesn't play a deep corner of the field there, he should be wide open. And if he's not, then McCaffrey should be open. And if they're just playing man to man, which may lock it down if they've got really good man coverage, then you'll either have square coming late across the field, or you could just roll out and then run it with yourself if you got a mobile quarterback. And then one more thing I like to do too is I like to ID the mic on that outside end there, just so I can roll out and without fear of getting sacked. But there you see they man blitz, so I just hit McCaffrey right away before I could get sacked in the backfield. Try this play one more time. Hopefully they do a zone. Got man again. Well, there you see square was then wide open. All right, I think this is gonna be zone here. I'll try and I do them right there again. One more time, check roll out. Nope, man again. But it's okay, because then now, see, look at all this room I've got. Just hold R1. You don't even have to slide anymore. Honestly, just hold R1. Your quarterback won't fumble. Kind of crazy, but that's how it is. I did the wrong person there, but it's alright. Oh, and he drops the ball. Alright, if they don't play zone this time, I'm gonna make them play zone. Alright, there we go. That's what I'm looking for right here. Alright, I'll go into replay mode just to show you how this play really works. Alright, hike the ball here. It looks like they're running cover 3, I want to say. But that whatever curl flat zone wants to take McCaffrey, so it leaves our circle receiver wide open here for a huge, like, 30-yard gain. It's really clutch, especially if you know someone's running cover 3 or cover 2 all game. It'll shred that if they don't protect the sticks. And if they do protect the sticks, then you got McCaffrey wide open in the backfield too. So he'll get you another 5 or 10 yards if you can make someone miss. And even at worst comes to worst, if they do block all those guys, or cover all those guys rather, you could just roll out to all this space and then cut it upfield and get another gain of 5 or 10. It's a real versatile play. And you're gonna want to primarily, I'm not sure if I said this, but you're gonna want to be on the left side of the field, center at the worst. But you want to be lined up on the left side of the field, left hash marks to run this play, so you got more space for your guy to kind of make it out there. And so you have more space for yourself to roll out. But for this next play, now we'll go to PA Express Cross. Now this is kind of the opposite. You're going to the left side of the field, so you kind of want to start off with the ball on the right side, at the right hash mark. But it's alright, you can do it in the middle too, it'll still work. The only adjustment really that I make here is I hot route circle your third tight end, and I put him on an in route. And your number 1 read here should be X deep late, and he'll be wide open for another gain of like 30. Like he just gets to a deep part of the field that most zones can't cover. He gets behind like almost every zone, and he'll be wide open late pretty much every time. If he's not open for whatever reason, if they're running man maybe and they just have a good linebacker there, throw to your halfback, McCaffrey, and he'll get some yards for you. And there he kind of got caught up in the backfield, so he didn't get a clean release, which is why he kind of was running right next to my circle receiver on an in. But normally he'll be wide open if he gets a clean release. And once he catches it too, this guy will normally be a little behind him, but he'll be able to cut upfield him. It's almost like a mini screen it turns into, and he can block that next guy for you. But yeah, so that's kind of how that play works out. It's another great passing play to the left side of the field to change things up and get you some big gains. Honestly, just is really reliable, really clutch. So the next play here, I'll show you some more of a concept, a route concept, because it'll work with any passing player aside from the rollouts. I'll pick PA tight end seam. You could do it with tight end attack. You could do it with tight end drive. It works perfect out of. So I'll pick PA tight end seam here, and the hot routes I'm going to do, the adjustments here, I'm going to put circle on a flat route, so L2 when you hot route them, and then wheel route your halfback up on the right thumbstick, and your halfback should be wide open against every zone. Literally every zone will be wide. It's nuts, for a gain of like 10 almost every time. It's so clutch, so consistent. I'll show you that really quick in the replay mode. But really the only way to stop it is if they run man coverage. But then if you got a running back who's as good as a receiver as McCaffrey and is really fast, then he can burn most linebackers still. But here you'll see the out route here, the flat route of the tight end takes your cornerback's coverage, and your 2 tight ends that are streaking really occupy the linebackers there. So it leaves your boy McCaffrey here wide open, and you just gotta make people miss an open field, and it's a gain of at least 15 every time. It really is. It's really consistent. You can really only run this play from the left side of the field, and at the worst you could be dead center and you can still run it. But if you're too far to the right of the field, then his wheel route will be running to the left and it won't work. You need his wheel route to be running towards your 3 tight ends. So if you wanted, you could just flip it. But I like to be consistent and just not flip this formation ever. but you could if you want. It still works out. And then if you got someone running man, well, this is goal line, so I don't know how well this will work. I'll probably get blitzed right away, but you could just throw to him right away. But if they are running man, you're and your halfback's just not getting enough separation, you can either flat route or drag route your second tight end, or just wait for your square receiver to be open, because that comeback route really slays zone coverage and beats it every time. So there's a little tip from me there. Honestly, it works against every zone coverage. It'll work against man coverage too. If for some reason you don't have that comeback play action route, tight end drive, that your X receiver, your X tight end that's running that kind of deep in route, that shreds man coverage too, so he'll be open. You could just run that play instead. And of course, you could also run tight end attack and do that same route combination, and your halfback will be wide open. But that's just a play that works great. So next play here, we're going to go into motion spot really quickly. This is a play that works great against man coverage. It destroys man coverage too if someone's manning you up a lot. Only adjustment here is I'll drag R1, and then sometimes I'll block McCaffrey too if I think they're blitzing me a lot. But the best part about this play is your tight end will motion across the field, and if that cornerback leaves him like it does here, it's zone coverage. You already know it's zone. So that tight end across the field should be wide open, and if not, just jump it to your R1 to be safe. But hopefully we'll get a man look here. And if it is man coverage, then X will be wide open against whatever linebacker's covering him. So here we got zone again. But it looks like circle will be wide open, and he is. So it's kind of good on third and shorts, especially in the red zone. Pretty reliable. Here, the cornerback's covering him here, following him across the field, so we know it's man coverage. And now Olsen will be wide open. Well, normally that was a really good coverage still, but against most linebackers, he'll be wide open. And if he's not, then you can also hit the C route that your square receiver is running. This is zone again, and yeah, there you go. If they're not covering the hard flats and they're playing zone, then that'll be wide open. And if they are, then your C route should be open. And if not, then you can always just safely dump it to your R1 who's doing the drag across the field. But this play is it's honestly pretty consistent too. A lot of people won't be expecting it. They think you're going to be running and stuff. But if you want, you can always take off to and roll out if they give you time. So, all right, I'll show you my last play here. It'll actually be the tight end attack, and it's really good for red zone plays. When you respot the ball, anytime you're within, especially like 5 yards, it's really money. You can be on either side of the field for this to work too. It doesn't matter, dead center, left, right, whatever. The only adjustments I'll make here is I'll drag once again circle, and then I like to slant square. You can kind of do whatever you want. I like to slant him in because it's just an easy read to see if he beats him right away, then I know he's kind of wide open because he's kind of one-on-one with that cornerback. So if you got someone like a Julian Edelman that's got good route running, he might just burn that cornerback and it's an easy touchdown. But if you got someone taller, like a Randy Moss or Brandon Marshall or someone, you could just fade him if you want and throw a high point pass at last resort. But he should, if you slant him, he'll be your first read. After that, you'll look to Greg Olsen doing a deep kind of post. He'll be along the back of the end zone. You want to high point ball him by holding down L1 and then his X to pass the ball to him. And then your third look will be for R1, doing kind of the same thing, but a little bit more to the right, a little bit delayed. So let's see it here. Yeah. So if you have a little bit better of a tight end that can hang on the ball with his catching traffic, then he'll get that pass. But you see they're kind of all wide open. X kind of coverage. Oh wow, horrible ball. We had R1 wide open. I'm trying to high point pass it to him too. We'll do this one more time here. Oh yeah, I blocked the halfback. You can do whatever you want with McCaffrey. Man. Alright, Cam's just launching every single ball, but I'll show you the replay here. You can kind of see he's wide open. Normally Cam's better than this, but alright, so you see first read, Funches really gets pressed to hell. It kind of opens out pretty poorly, but there you see Olsen wide open in the back of the end zone. High pointed to him, and it's a touchdown. Even late, R1 will be open too right here. You could high point it too if your quarterback at least is accurate enough. Normally Cam is, but I don't know. He's eating too much popcorn. His finger's too buttery or something. And then actually this drag route will sometimes get open too, but I normally don't even look at it because most users do when they try and I just use this route to kind of bait using linebackers, like whoever's using their safety or linebacker to cover this guy, and it'll leave Olsen wide open in the back of behind him. So that's kind of my scheme. Let me know if you guys liked it or not. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Spin the jack of all trades. I'll talk to you guys later.